guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Carissa. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. Clearly I don't have any face makeup on, so I'm going to do that on camera with you guys so we can catch up and I can let you guys know where I've been over the past few months. It has been a while since I have kept up with my YouTube channel, unfortunately. So hopefully this video will answer a lot of questions for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. I promise it's going to be worth it. I have so many content ideas planned already, and I'm excited to get this channel back up and running. This is my effective, minimal, go-to makeup routine. I wear this on date night. I wear this to like conferences. So this is like my staple look. The only way I deviate from this is if I want like a more dramatic eye look, but that's very rare. Let's start off with products that I use for my face. So I know and I have seen a dramatic difference in my makeup when I prime my face and put on a moisturizer. So this is from Drunk Elephant, and that's the name of the brand, and it's called their Proteini Polypeptide Cream. It's primed. So normally how I do my order of makeup is I start with my eyebrows. This is the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. Clearly it is so worn, like the letters have, you know, worn off. This is $1. It's a great product. So I have this Anastasia dip brow that I use in the color dark brown, and so if I want my eyebrows to be more defined, I'll use this. If I'm looking for more of like a light, you know, like natural or makeup but no makeup look, I will use this. Off with the elephant in the room. And that is my weight, at least for me. So one of the things I was most afraid of when I started to post on YouTube again was the response of how much weight I've gained. In all honesty, you guys, like, I look back on some of my other videos and I'm like, I was so thin. And that's what I wanted to talk about, was the topic of body dysmorphia. So if you are like me and you played sports your whole life and, you know, you are used to being very athletic, and when that stops, you have kind of like a, you know, a identity crisis of, okay, like, you know, especially if you get like a big girl job or whatever, your schedule changes, your life is not revolved around being active. So I gained weight right out of college very quickly. And so from there, I really had to, you know, kind of dial in on my fitness routine and all that stuff, which I did after, I say, a couple of years. Loved being active, so it's not an issue for me to get back in shape. But I read a really good book recently called The Power of Habit, and the book talks about how there are people who, you know, accomplish magnificent things, but when it comes to us reverting back to our habits, they're more powerful than what we think they are. I think for me, last year, or the last time you guys saw me uploading on YouTube, I was very focused on my fitness goals, but I also wasn't mentally in the best place because I was going through breakups, and I think I've mentioned that before on my channel. Like, I don't take heartbreak or sometimes life transitions throw me for a loop. And when you are active on a platform like this, it shows. Like, if you haven't been working out, it's going to show. If you're not in the best mood, it's going to show because you're on camera. I think that was something that for me, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to show up as my best self on YouTube. So that's why I stopped for a year, because I was truly just transitioning. I moved from Connecticut when I started my YouTube channel to back closer to home, which is in the Carolinas, and, you know, was just dealing with a lot of things between 2019 and I'd say 2021. Those were like very pivotal years for me, and I feel like I wasn't really focused on YouTube. That is that. So if you have noticed a weight gain in me, oh, and this is the benefit, I don't even, Oh, 24 hour brow setter. I've had this for so long, it like the letters are wearing off. Set my brows like so. This helps, you know, so the hairs don't go all over the place, which I have really long eyebrow hairs, so needed. Okay, so if I want to do a eyeshadow look, I don't do this all the time, but when I do want eyeshadow, I'll do something very subtle, and I'll use this Tartelette and Bloom palette. Yes, so that's why I didn't really feel comfortable for a while uploading to YouTube, because mentally I wasn't, you know, in the right place. So that means obviously that my fitness wasn't, you know, where I wanted it to be, and I just wasn't in that space. But on a more positive note, what has changed in my life since I have, or since when was that? Summer of 2021. I have met an amazing person, an amazing man, and it's been so much fun. So that's that. I settled into my home. So I think another big thing for me, a big transition when I wasn't posting as much, was the fact that I purchased a home. So clearly a lot of my money was being tied into furnishing and purchasing the house versus Lululemon. And I think that when I first started my YouTube channel, I had a lot more cash flow. I had a lot more free cash to spend because of my job, or the position I was in at my job. And so, you know, I was able to spend some more of my paycheck on Lululemon. It's not always the case. So that, I feel like, is not, that wasn't the case for at least 3 years for me. And now that I'm more settled into my home, I can purchase Lululemon again. So that is the very, very fun part about all this, is that I haven't just been sitting on my laurels. Like, I've been actually, you know, progressing and trying to make good life decisions since I've been off YouTube. And I appreciate the fact that you guys have been so understanding, and I've had people write me on Instagram and just say, you know, I miss your YouTube videos, and I really appreciate that. That actually gave me more motivation to come back. I kind of sidetracked from the body dysmorphia. So let me tell you about body dysmorphia as someone who, I think that I truly did suffer from it. I had a friend in the midst of me being, so just to give you some numbers, the last YouTube videos I recorded in 2021, I was very tiny. I'm 5'5", and at that time I weighed around 126 pounds. Like I said, at that time I was 29. Now I'm 30 years old. But, you know, those type of metrics to me are, you know, okay, but I wasn't competing for anything. I was just literally not eating what I should have been eating. I was very caught up in having abs and visible abs. It was more so for the aesthetic versus me being healthy. That's something that I really wanted to speak on my channel, is because, you know, how do I say this? I feel like there's a huge misconception with the general public about what goes into being a fitness influencer and what happens when you put all your fitness goals into looking a certain way. When you want to look a certain way, you are substantially taking out of your lifestyle, you're taking out of your diet, it's just so many other things that subtracted from my life that I found valuable. And I didn't realize that until now, where I'm looking back at these pictures and just realizing it wasn't worth it. Next step, I'm just going to do foundation. So I've been using this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. It's very, very good. I am in the shade 290. We're just going to do foundation really quick, and then we'll go back to the eyeliner since I definitely skipped that. Okay, so yes, I definitely put more of an emphasis on my looks versus how I felt, my fitness levels You guys, like, I'm a former athlete, so I'm very competitive by nature. And so when I lost weight like that, I couldn't even squat my own body weight. I just felt so weak. But because I was so determined and fixated on the aesthetics of looking fit and not me being strong, I just totally, overlooked that. And, now I'm playing catch up. So right now, some of my fitness goals are, I have a squat number I want to hit, which is way over my body weight, which is fine. But I don't think people take into consideration how these fitness, what you see on Instagram is totally scripted. Have the foundation on, so let's go ahead and go in with my eyeliner. So I really love these Marc Jacobs. They are the gel eyeliners, but I believe they are discontinued. So unfortunately, I don't think you can use these, but I have a good alternative. Alternative are the Sephora collection 24-hour or 12-hour colorful crayon eye pencils. With this eyeliner, and I'm just going to line my eyes very gently. I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I use the Mega Plush Volume. This is from like Walmart. Very, very affordable. But back to life updates. I have started back doing CrossFit, and I am so happy. And it's funny how when you get out of your routine of doing things and you go through life transitions and you feel kind of lost and you're hurting, it's funny how you revert back to what the things you enjoy. So the last time I did CrossFit was in 2020, and that's when I was kind of getting settled after moving, from Connecticut, and COVID happened, so I had to stop. When I really invested into like having a home gym and all that stuff. But I realized even after COVID stopped, I never really used my home gym like I thought I would, and I had to come to terms with the fact that like that's okay. What matters is, are you being active? And so I signed up to do CrossFit again solely because I knew that for me, a community-based fitness program is what works best for me. That's what I want people to know, is that it's okay to, participate in a class setting. Actually, based on this book I read, which is called The Power of Habit, probably the best way to sustain a habit and keep it part of your life is to have a community around you to encourage you. That's why when you have, AA meetings, it's with a group of people. When you are doing rehab, it's in a group setting. Like, that community feel and that community base is very important when you're going through a transition or trying to create habits. That is why, for me, I was like, CrossFit makes me happy. Why would I not do CrossFit? Especially now that I'm settled in my home, all that stuff. I've had to purchase furniture and stuff. Financially, for the past few years, I couldn't accommodate CrossFit because it was something that was a nice to have, not a need to have. But now that I'm more settled, I have participated in CrossFit again, and I don't regret my decision at all. Being pushed. I really like the CrossFit gym that I'm at now. It's very diverse. So I really encourage you guys, if you struggle to keep and make a habit of working out, investigate, is it the workouts itself, or is it the fact that you don't feel encouraged, or if you don't feel like this is the best type of workout for you. So CrossFit for me is everything I want. I want the high intensity, I want the weight training, I like that stuff. But maybe Zumba is something better for you. Zumba is a group activity. It's high intensity, or I wouldn't say high intensity, but it's very cardio heavy, and it's more of a rhythmic type workout. Maybe that's something that's better for you. But that's what I always tell people, is to kind of look for what suits your lifestyle. Very excited to say I'm doing CrossFit again. I'm not unhappy with the fact that I put on weight. I just want to be at a weight where I'm active and healthy and strong. Right now, I feel like I definitely took a year and a half off and it's showing, but I'm not at a point where I'm like devastated or beating myself up over that. It's just kind of like, okay, like, you know what you did and you know that you took time off, and that's okay. Let's just, build better habits. So that's where I'm at. So now I'm just I have completely blanked out and stopped telling you guys what I've been using. So let's backtrack. I use this LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is so old. This was like all the rage in like 2015. Very, very good. You can get this from your local beauty supply. Very affordable. My concealer that I'm using is this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer. And I use the shade Medium Olive. Blend that in and it looks very natural, which I really, really like. And so I'm just going to do that like so. So simple, right? I told you guys I don't do anything crazy. Now that that's blended in, I am going to go in now. This is a new feature for my makeup routine. This is the Rare Beauty, I don't know what you call these things. They're like blush sticks. This is the color Happy. I want to get every color. Like, well, not every color. Every color that fits me, I want to get this because blush is like everything now. Like, it's just so, it livens me up. It makes me feel like I'm, healthily flushed and I'm just presentable and happy. I don't know. It gives you that, like, I'm in a happy, good space. Now, for setting powder, we are getting to the end here, so bear with me. So I use this RCMA setting powder. This has lasted me for years. I literally had this for a very long time. I'm not going to say the year because then I'm really going to get crucified. But I'm just going to set my foundation, my powder, and all that stuff all over my face. Also, if you guys have any makeup recommendations, please let me know. I'm in the market for actually a bronzer, because the bronzer I'm about to show you guys is so old. It's this MAC bronzing powder in the shade, I don't even know the shade because the shade is literally worn off. This is what it looks like. So I just bronze very quickly. Do it on the sides of my nose. That's the bronzer. And then for contour I do use this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. God, I'm aging myself with some of these products because these have not been popular since like I was in college. But look, I'm not lying to you guys. I stick with what works. That's one thing about me. I'm like tried and true OG type of person. So I just contour my nose on the sides like that, and then I'll do my cheeks, and there you go. The last step I'm going to show you guys is just my highlights, and I hope this video was informational. I didn't go into too much of the crazy topics, but just like a snippet of what I've been up to. Just highlight like so. I do the bridge of my nose, and I do the peaks of my eyebrows, and so that's how I do that. Palette I'm using is this, I think it's called Champagne Splits by Becca Cosmetics. So I really like this. This has been used for very, very many years. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna set with this e.l.f. Cosmetics setting spray. That's it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys want to know anything else about me, I try to be pretty transparent about where I've been and all that good stuff. So I hope that answers some of your questions. I'll catch you in the next video.